August 24th. Welcome to your first day of virtual math. We're coming at you live from the man cave. This is kind of my studio for virtual learning. And one of the first of many videos that you guys are going to have the opportunity to watch. So we've talked a little bit about Fantastic Five. You guys understand how it works. You understand that you're going to get 5 similar questions every single day. And then these videos are going to help you figure out any mistakes that you might have made, or you might have had no idea how to solve a question. And in these videos, you're going to figure out how to fix those mistakes. That way, when you do your 5 questions tomorrow, your score can improve. So like we talked about, you might get a 0 or a 1 on a Monday. That doesn't matter. But where your score goes from there is completely up to you. If you take the time to watch the videos, that score is going to go up. If you just blow through the questions, don't show any work, don't take your time, and don't watch the videos, there's a good chance your score is not going to be that great. Obviously, the goal is to get a 5 by the end of the week. That's what we would expect. We hope to be no less than a 3. Maybe not in the beginning of the week, but about halfway through, we want to be at least a 3 and stay there. We never want our score to go backwards. There are going to be weeks with Fantastic Five where you have no idea what the question is even talking about. It might seem like a different language. Or there's going to be weeks like this week where it's all stuff you've seen before and it's not super challenging. I can promise you that will change. I use Fantastic Five to really, really challenge you guys. And when at the beginning of the year you may not like Fantastic Five, I promise you towards the end of the year it's going to be one of your favorite things that we do. So we're kind of easing into it this week and next week, but pretty soon we'll get some questions that'll kind of blow your mind. So I'm going to bring in a super special guest. It's just me, and I'm going to get this camera out of here. And we're going to start looking at those questions. Now, if you're watching this, we're going on the honor system for my virtual people. I would assume that you've already done the 5 questions. Because if you're watching this video to get the answers and then go do it, guys, you don't benefit from that at all. So I want to see your actual score, and hopefully you're coming back and watching this after. Cubs game is on, bases loaded, blew it. All right, so we're going to start with number 1. And this is kind of some pre-teaching because you're going to start seeing this in class or in your virtual lessons. But here we've got a frequency table, and you're going to hear me call it a frequency table. You're going to hear me call it a tally chart, a few different things we call it. But this frequency table is going to be the same for every single question that we have. So the first question says, how many more people liked milk chocolate than dark chocolate? You got to know those keywords. If you're having trouble identifying keywords, that's something we work on all year long. But when you see the words how many more, you have got to have a little light bulb that goes off and tell you that you're going to do subtraction. So when we're looking at our frequency table, we're focusing on milk chocolate and dark chocolate. So with milk chocolate, you see these clusters of tallies. And anytime you've got those clusters with the 1 across the middle, those are going to be in groups of 5. We've been skip counting by 5 probably since 3rd grade, right? So if we're going to do milk chocolate, we know they've got 5, 10, 15, 20, 21, 22. So over here in the frequency, that's just seeing how many times you see the tallies or how many votes it got. We would put a 22 right here, which we can't type in there. But we know milk chocolate had 22. And then down in dark chocolate, we know that it just has 5. So again, how many more tells us we're going to subtract. So I would take my 22, get rid of my 5. In the ones place, you can't do 2 minus 5. You got more on the floor, got to go next door and get 10 more. So this 2 is going to change to a 1. And this 2 here, we're going to add that 10 to it. It's going to become a 12. Now I can subtract. So I can do 12 minus 5. That's going to give me 7. Then I would go to the tens place, bring down my 1. When it's asking how many more people, that answer would have been 17, which would have been B. So how many more? Again, you see those keywords and you're going to be in good shape. Moving along, same frequency table. It says how many people combined liked dark chocolate and white chocolate. Again, keywords, super important. When you see those words, if you see that word combined, you've got to know it's adding. Anytime you take two collections of something, if you want to combine it, obviously that number is going to get bigger. But this time we're focusing on dark chocolate and white chocolate. We know dark already has 5. We just counted that. But if we come down here and count the white chocolate, we've got 5, 10, 11, 12, 13. I know you guys can do this in your head, but if I got the whiteboard, I'm going to use it. So we go 13. Come on now. 13 plus 5. In the ones place, you got them lined up. 3 plus 5 is going to give you 8. Bring down that 1. That's going to give you 18, which would have given you, is it an answer choice? It would have given you D. So 1 and 2, not super challenging, especially if you know those keywords. And honestly, you probably saw frequency tables last year. But again, we're easing our way into our Fantastic Five. For number 3, you can really just give it the eye test. All you got to do is look at it. When it's asking which chocolate is the most popular, you just got to see which one has the most tallies, which one was the most frequent when taking votes. And you could count them if you needed to, but you can just look at the milk chocolate and see that that was clearly the most popular, which would have been A. Hopefully nobody chose D because it was not even in your frequency table. Now, you could ask that question a bunch of different ways. I mean, if you want to know the least popular, just based off this little bit of data, you could come up with a lot of questions. All right, number 4 is a question I liked because really you just got to take the answer choices, plug them in, and see what works. I mean, really anytime you're getting answer choices, it's basically like cheating because it's giving you stuff to work with. Like I don't have to go and hunt, it's giving it to me. So when I want to know which 2 types of chocolate had a combined, again, we're adding them together, 35 votes, all I got to do is look at my answer choices and try them. So if I'm looking at milk chocolate and dark chocolate, I would just add those up. I like to count the clusters of 5 first, and then I'll go back and do the individuals. So 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 26, 27. That's not going to cut it. So we're going to go down to B, which is milk chocolate and white chocolate. Again, I'm going to do the clusters of 5, 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30, 31, 32, 33, 34, 35. So that gives me the answer of B. I'm still going to check C just in case. I could have made a mistake. We're looking at dark chocolate and white chocolate. We've got 5, 10, 15, 16, 17, 18, which is obviously incorrect. And it can't be none because we know the answer B gave us 35 votes. So a little bit of work involved in that one, but again, skip counting and keywords make that one a little bit easier. And last but not least, we've got how many total people took this survey. All we got to do is count our clusters, count our singles, and one of those should be our answer choices. So we'll go 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30, 35, 36, 37, 38, 39, 40, which would give you D. So I'm recording this video a few days in advance. So you guys haven't taken or haven't started these 5 questions yet. But I'm going to go ahead and predict that our numbers are probably going to be really good. We're probably going to have a good amount of people who got 5s. And if you didn't get a 5, I'm going to assume that we probably got most of the class getting a 3 or higher, regardless of what your score is. If you weren't happy with your number, if you watch this video, it gives you a preview of what the questions are going to look like. Now, you're not going to have a frequency table every day. You're going to have bar graphs, you're going to have double bar graphs, and that's stuff you're going to learn about in class this week. But the questions are going to be similar, so those keywords you might see. Hopefully this video helped. It was a short one. There's going to be some times where it gets a little bit longer, but with questions like this, I didn't think we needed to go too into detail. But tomorrow's Fan 5, make sure you do those 5 questions. You'll have another video to help you, and we'll do this every single day. So get used to it. Hope you enjoyed. We'll see you a little bit later.